Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Soul on Fire, and this is a new biopic from director Sean McNamara, and it focuses on the story of John O'Leary, played by Joel Courtney, and after suffering an accident, a young boy ends up relying on his family, his faith, and his community in a fight for survival. And this particular film tells the harrowing story of Mr. O'Leary, who as a young boy was playing around with like propane and stuff like that and wound up burning his home down, but also burning his whole body. And thanks to his family and his faith and his community, he pushed on through. And this film, you have Sean McNamara, who has made Soul Surfer and The Miracle Season and a lot of faith-based films, particularly recently. And this film certainly draws upon faith, and there's very blunt moments about talking about faith, but I do think that the film in general lays a good groundwork for that and engages the audience in that. But I think the biggest drawback from a directorial standpoint is the reliance on special effects here that look absolutely atrocious. O'Leary's a big Cardinals fan, and they have like CGI stadium moments, and the stadium looks terrible. There's a car accident in the snow, and this car looks like a rubber band, like a pinball, and it's horrible looking and terrible CGI, and it completely takes you out of this scene that's supposed to have this weight and this heft because of, you know, the potential ramifications. But so much of this film also feels very melodramatic and very blunted and clunky in terms of its execution. And you have Gregory Poirier, who is the screenwriter here, and this film has some like bouncing around timeline wise in terms of like non-linear storytelling at times, and it adds nothing to the film and just makes it confusing. You have this very clunky, melodramatic, over-the-top perspective on a lot of these things. The film feels a little hokey and like borderline like you want to roll your eyes instead of realizing how heavy a lot of this stuff is and the trauma that's going on. And I think that the film has its heart in the right place. It explores that trauma and it offers perspectives on that. And this young man, I think his story is powerful and inspiring. I think Courtney is a bit inconsistent with his performance. William H. Macy plays Jack Buck, the legendary Cardinals announcer. I think he brings some really needed narrative heft. And John Corbett, who, you know, on And So It Goes and Sex and the City, I think he does a really fine job as O'Leary's father. Stephanie Zostek, who plays his mother, I think the three of them do some good work. The young boy who plays like the young O'Leary, I think he does a fine job, but a lot of the acting and dialogue is really inconsistent, clunky, and leaves a lot to be desired, to be perfectly honest. This film has its heart in the right place. It has an inspiring story and some good cast members, but just the execution of this film is so lacking that it makes it hard to really connect and really enjoy this film deeply in a certain way. And it just kind of leaves you wishing that maybe this could have rose to the occasion for such an inspiring story. But it's serviceable, it does its job, and it'll make you feel some things. But those are my thoughts on Soul on Fire. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.